Okay, so it's been a while since I've done my last Mustang video. Some of you might have thought I ditched the effort, which probably would make sense and save me a lot of financial ruin. I tried to repaint the hood and the roof of my 1996 Ford Mustang. I was going to make a video showing you guys how I did that through watching what other people did and reading what other people have done online to see if an amateur like me can take on a project like this. Now, I'm going to briefly share what I did. However, with projects like these, you're going to have successes and you're going to have failures. I'm going to try a bunch of other things, but painting is kind of an art, and it's one that I'm not very good at. Problem number one that I ran into was finding the right paint color. I went through Napa and tried to have somebody look at the paint and blend it, because when we compared this to both of the factory greens that Ford offered this year, they didn't really match. And I painted the spoiler first to double check, and trust me, it was even worse than how this looks. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but it's distinct that this one is more green and this one's more blue. Problem number two is what I did. Let me just explain. To start things off, I wanted to buff a lot of the car, and I did, just to see if there was any spots that really needed touching up. You also want to do this so then you can match the paint if that's what you're trying to do. This allows you to kind of see the true color of the car, because believe me, that paint will fade, and this did help. Now, after that, you get the paint. And then after that, you want to prep. And so prepping for me started with sandpaper around 400 grit. Now this is to shave off the previous clear coat, make the surface as smooth as possible. There can be things, debris on the paint. This is to get it down to a better surface, and then you start using finer grits. We worked our way up to 800, 1200, 1600, I think even past 2000 at some point. We sanded the hood and the roof and the spoiler quite a bit. And then we did the same thing on the trunk lid, because there was whole parts of paint missing. And so with that, when it completely chipped off, we had to really sand and kind of go further out to make sure that the area was as smooth as possible. And I think that went reasonably well. Now, if you're down to the bare metal, like we were in the back, and if you're trying to correct rust where you sand it down and you're gonna get to the bare metal, and there's not rust holes, so you don't have to Bondo it or do any of that stuff, then you're gonna wanna use a primer. Also, I am not an expert on this. I'm just running through what we did, and definitely f***ed some things up, so feel free to correct me in the comments. Just please be polite. After the prep, after the sanding, we started to paint. Now you can go with just a spray can, but we went with a gravity-fed sprayer, just bought something on Amazon, I think. It wasn't very expensive, and we tried to do this the right way. You take that, you mix it with this, I can't remember the name of it is, but I'm gonna put it right above my head. And once we mixed that, we started spraying. We would give it at least an hour between coats, and I mean, we did several coats over the course of probably a week, maybe even more than that. I'd probably say around 5 or 6 coats, in certain areas more. When we were done with that, we sanded a little bit more, tried to scuff it up, and I think I probably did too much. And then you're gonna wanna clear coat it and then sand it down again, which again, I think I did too much. Yeah, these were the results. We can try to polish it, but it's not going to fix this main issue that I got, which is orange peel. And this white stuff that you're seeing is probably dried up paint, because you're gonna want to wet sand. Whenever I say sand, most of the time I'm referring to wet sand. So spray it with water and then sand it. And that's what we did. And I think some of that white stuff that you're seeing is probably clear coat that's dried with water that I was doing that with. That'll probably come out if I really tried to buff it, but you're gonna understand why I'm not doing that. The main problem that we had was with orange peel. Now for amateurs, which I didn't know what this was 5 months ago, orange peel is a texture, it's not a color. So you'll see this kind of ripply texture, and you can really see it when you contrast it with the factory paint. It doesn't look very good. It's definitely the telltale sign of a less expensive paint job. I don't personally care. So why this works for me, this shoddy paint job, is from a distance, it looks a shit ton better than what it used to. I mean, it was all faded and just gross. And also now there's no bare metal really showing. So especially with that trunk lid, I was worried about rust and stuff getting onto that metal, and now I don't really have that problem. While it still earns the disgusting title, At least it won't become the rust stain, and now it looks decent enough for the camera too. Now, for my advice after taking this on. This was time consuming. It could easily take you a week or two if you have a full-time job and other commitments like me. Take this into account, especially if you don't have another car. Point number 2, it's probably not gonna look super great if you got a nicer car. So if you're doing this on a 96 Mustang or a, 99 Civic, fuck it, go ahead. Also, I would not recommend doing what I did and painting only the hood and the roof. If you're okay with it looking different, that's fine, but it's gonna be incredibly difficult unless you go to, I don't know, some wizards or something, to get this paint to blend in. Better off just painting the whole damn thing. And even then it's stressful. If I didn't have my dad, who had never painted a car before, but at least kind of knew what he was doing and knew how to use the tools, I mean, it would have looked worse than this. So I mean, it's a stressful job to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. Let me hit one point home again. Painting is an artwork, so you kind of get the flow of how to paint things over time. Your first time is probably going to result in a lot of that orange peeling, which is most likely due to how I was spraying it. So yeah, my summary, painting, probably not the best idea if you're not super skilled. If the car is a real shitter and you really don't care that much about how it looks, you just don't want it to rust and you want it to be, more presentable from a distance, fine. As long as you know that it's going to take a lot of your time, I guess I would say go for it. There's a lot of resources online that can help you out. And it would definitely help out if you had a roommate or a buddy to assist you in this. Here's the breakdown. This costed me probably $300, maybe $350. Actually, it might even be a little bit more than that. To get all the paint, to get the sprayer, to get primer for some of the parts, clear coat, and a few other things. And I really didn't end up painting that much. I'm sure you could get stuff a little bit cheaper if you wanted, and maybe you could paint a whole car for $300 or $400. I think what I'm gonna try next is another alternative to people on a budget, and that's a Mako Paint Job, where you can get just a cheap paint job. They have the correct facilities to do this kind of thing. I was doing this in a garage. There's a lot of contaminants in the air, people opening and shutting the garage. I can remember I'd open a garage and then I'd see speckles and stuff land on the paint and I'd cringe. They really don't do a great job of prep work from what I was reading. So you were gonna wanna do your prep work yourself, and that's exactly what I'm going to try. Yes, I'm gonna be another YouTuber taking my pretty shitty car to Mako. I think this is going to be a better route for me. I'm gonna paint it the same color, or roughly the same color. I don't know when I'm gonna do that, probably later this year. I just have bigger things on my mind at the moment than painting the car, because I signed up for my first drift event on May 16th. I'm shooting this on April 19th. There's a decent amount of safety stuff that I'm going to have to employ on my Mustang. I'm not gonna do any performance modifications really to it. So you're gonna watch me really miserably fail, to be honest. And I think the differential probably needs to be rebuilt before then. So I already did a short throw shifter on this. I'll present that video to you guys here soon. I did put on new wheels and tires, which I think if we're talking exterior transformation, that was a huge thing. Those previous rims and previous tires were just ugly, they were gross. This is a classy look, the bullet style. I like it quite a bit. What do you guys think? So yeah, I could go around and polish and buff and try to make this look better, and it definitely would, but that's just a few hours of my time that really need to be spent into getting this thing to meet the safety regulations. Thanks for watching. I'm really sorry. I wish that I could have made this look better and then, presented to you guys with this really in-depth video showing you exactly how a noob can paint their own car in their garage. It'd be really empowering to everybody. But then I just found out that the professionals get paid quite a bit to do this, and they get paid that amount for a reason. So that's my conclusion. Painting your car. If you know what you're doing, go ahead. If you don't know what you're doing and it's a really shitty car, maybe. And if you have a reasonable car and you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Take it to somebody else. There's some other options out there that I didn't even explore here, but painting is an art. Okay, have a great day. See you guys in the next one.